Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Selthofer from Spot on Agility. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, I am off the road from judging, a wonderful assignment, and I have a story to share and of course a teachable moment. So I had an absolutely wonderful novice course that I was so excited to share with the novice class. And the first dog on the line came in, they were released to go, and as soon as that leash came off the dog left the handler, never took the first jump, and proceeded to do 3 laps of the zoomies. And then after that, it just went to every single corner of the ring and just ignored its handler. No matter what the handler did, the dog was not going to work with the handler at that time. Unfortunately, from a judging point of view, after a good 30 plus seconds had passed by, I did have to whistle them off the course. And what that means is that I had to excuse them from the ring because the dog was no longer working. Actually, the dog was never working with the handler. So that actually did happen to a couple of people, and ironically enough, the question came in, what do I do, or why does my dog leave me in the agility ring? So I'm going to go ahead and address that today. So the first thing is, agility has 3 main parts. There's the obstacles, the handling, and the teamwork. So if something is going awry or something isn't working, I'd be looking at those 3 sections first. So if your dog is leaving you at an obstacle, you likely are lacking criteria. Criteria is the habit or the consistent or automatic behavior that's expected. So for example, before an obstacle and after an obstacle, I expect my dog to check in with me. On the obstacles themselves, I also have different expectations that I've trained. So the first question is, do you know what your criteria is? Do you know what you're expecting your dog to do at that obstacle? Second, have you trained it? And then, of course, third, I'm going to say, are you sure? So if your dog is leaving you at the obstacles, take a look at the obstacle behavior to see what's going on there. Second, if your dog is leaving you while you're handling, again, I'm going to go back to the criteria. Have you set an expectation that when you do, XYZ handling maneuver, that your dog is going to either come into you or go out? So it should be a very clear, when a handler does this, a dog does that. If your dog is leaving, then that criteria or that clarity is not yet developed. And so I would take a look at that as well on how you can do that. Now, next, teamwork. If your dog is just absolutely leaving you, so for example, in the case of the story that I shared, that the handler never even had a chance to, show their dog the first obstacle, that's the teamwork end of it. And generally, that's the most likely reason that dogs leave their handlers in the ring, is because it's a piece that's missing. So I always think of agility again as the 3 parts: the obstacles, the handling, and the teamwork. The teamwork part doesn't seem to get enough attention, both in training class and individually. So let's talk about that. So the concept of teamwork is that you and the dog are working together. Without teamwork, without the 2 of you working together, it doesn't matter what fancy handling maneuvers you have, or even if your dog can do the obstacles. The teamwork is what gets you through all of those. So in terms of teamwork, the expectation that I have for my dog is that they will look to me before each obstacle, they'll look to me after each obstacle, they'll look to me while I'm doing handling maneuvers, they'll look to me during, they'll look to me after. My dog is always looking to me for direction, whether it's that they need to move out away from me, whether I need them to come in close to me, whether I need them to go left, right, even straight forward. I'm the leader of this team. And in order to be the leader, I have to have followers that have been trained. There can't be two handlers in an agility team. There can only be one. And I really work hard to create a good teamwork with my dog. So how do I do that? There's a couple of things that happened. Because yes, if your teamwork is lacking, you can develop it. Absolutely. So the first thing that I do is I approach everything in a walking manner. So I literally, for every step that I take and my dog comes with me on their own, I reward them for that. And by the way, a reward can be a treat, it can be a toy, tugging, or that wonderful, piece of liver treat. Whatever it takes, it's all up to my dog on what they want. So I don't start off just running between the obstacles. I do everything where the bars are down, the equipment is down low, and literally every single walking step, my dog pays attention, they get rewarded for that. That's the basis of teamwork. So going from one obstacle to another, I will walk in between and then I will stop a couple of feet ahead, give my hand signal, the handling portion, and then I expect my dog to go do that and then to come back. So I really break this down into manageable steps. My whole theory is before you can run, you have got to be able to walk. The other part is I'm creating value for my dog in interacting with me because I have something that they want. I put it 100% into my dog's hands. You pay attention to me, I give you something great. Now I want to be clear, I'm not luring my dog. That's why I'm keeping it real small. Literally, one step, they pay attention, they're looking at me, they get that reward. Got to create that value because you're up against a whole agility course which has really, really fun obstacles. And my dog can do those obstacles as long as they have the teamwork portion and they participate with me. My dog can do the obstacle that I say and only the obstacle that I say. All right, so let's talk about what happens if your dog disengages with you. So I don't punish my dogs for disengaging with me. What I basically do is I don't move. I don't say anything. So for example, if I take that step and I'm going this way and my dog chooses to go that way, I stop. They've disengaged with me. I have not disengaged with them, but I stop right at that point where they did disengage with me and I will wait. Now, I happen to know that my dogs are not going to be gone very long. So for me, I do have that sense of comfort. If your dog is highly distracted, you may want to do this so that, the area that they can go off to is very much confined. Or even sometimes maybe your dog is on a leash. Something so that they can't completely just go away and for the next hour they're off doing something while you're standing there. So let's go back to that. So what I do is I stop and my dog could be looking around, but at some point they're going to look back to me and I'm going to be like, yes, good job. And I give them the reward and I offer them the opportunity to engage and interact with me again and to earn the reward. I'm all about a paycheck. Okay, I want to give my dogs the paycheck. They know I want to give it to them, but my dogs have to earn it. One of the things I often do see is a dog goes off sniffing and the handlers are calling. They go get them, they get the food, they get the treats. It's not my job to beg my dog to work with me. Allow your dog the opportunity to earn a treat or a toy or whatever reward or paycheck that they find desirable. You're going to find that your dog is going to interact with you more. If that's something that they want, then they're going to hang around. They're going to want to earn that. The other part is think about quality versus quantity. So when I'm working my dog, especially a dog that is very young or highly distractible, I only work in 1 minute increments. I literally will set my phone timer and work in 1 minute increments. I always make sure my dog is working with me when I stop. And when I stop, I just give him a release word and I go be a dog. Go ahead, go be a dog now for another minute or so, and then we'll work again. The irony is, the more I tell my dog to just go be a dog and don't worry about it, it seems the more they want to work with me. So when I give them what they want, they tend to give me what it is that I want. So keep that in mind. I make a big deal of it when my dog comes back to me. And I am very consistent on this front. I want my dog to know that I'm happy that they chose to come back and work with me. So if my dog goes off, and let's say they go off 10, 15 feet, I literally, the moment they come back, yay, good job, what a good job. I want you to work with me. All right, let's go. And so I'm creating a moment that is memorable, it's positive, because I want my team to be solid. I want my team to be happy. I want it so that we enjoy working together. That's a lot of energy. That's the other reason I do tend to keep this to 1 minute increments, okay? Because I can give my dog 100% attention, and even in the worst of days, I can be happy for 1 minute, and so can you. So that's the other benefit to that. All right, I hope that tends to answer your question. Again, usually what's missing is teamwork, and it's a very simple thing to fix. It just will take a little bit of time. So I would like to see your videos. I'd love to know how you're doing on that. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact me at lisa@spotonagility.com. And if you'd like more information, definitely go to my YouTube channel or my website at spotonagility.com. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week and happy handling.